Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video for the love of hair. And today what I will be doing is refreshing my wig that I did. It's a quick wig, that's what I call it. Basically it's with mesh cap, and I use hair glue to put the pieces onto the mesh cap. So basically I'll be starting from the bottom of the wig with my wig brush, starting from the bottom and working my way up to the top to just get all those kinks out of the wig. As you girls know, always on top of the wig seem to be the most matted when it's a very old wig. And this wig is about 6-7 months old. I haven't been using it at all. I just had it inside of my hair bag and I had it sitting there for a while. So I'm going to brush it and style it and, you know, do some cutting to the wig. So let's see how this turned out today. So I'm gonna brush the wig thoroughly out, starting from the back of the wig. As you can see, I am holding on to the top of the wig because basically I want to make sure that none of the pieces come out of the wig or come off of the wig. As I stated before, it is glued in, it isn't sewn. And as you all know, old glue wigs seem to come apart when you're doing too much tugging on the wig. But this wig is done good, so hopefully no pieces come out. So let's start it and let's see what happens. So the wig basically has a little bit of life to it, but not much at all. I am a bang girl. I love my bangs on my wigs. As you can see my prior pictures, most of my hair is done with front bangs or side bangs, anything as such. I'm brushing most of my hair to the front because I just want to see what I'm going to be working with. Like I said, this is my first time working with this wig in a while. So I'm going to be using my clip-ins and parting my hair from the back and pinning it up on both sides. I will be parting it from the bottom area and pinning the rest up with the hair clips that I showed you guys. I like to use small pieces when bumping my wigs. The smaller the piece, the better the bump seems to turn out. I will pin one side and then also pin the other side at the same time. I'll comb each piece thoroughly out to make sure there is no knots or kinks. I will be using the serum, some hair serum I'll be using for the wig. The serum doesn't weigh down my wigs at all. I like to use a dime size. So since this area is kind of large and wide, I'll use two dime size amounts and massaging the serum thoroughly within my wig. Not just the bottom area, I do like to do the top area as well. The remaining serum that's left on my head, I will usually like put it to the front. So I will be using my good flat iron. It's the GHP, I believe, flat iron. I will put the description at the bottom of this video. It has a light inside of the flat iron and it beeps twice when the flat iron is ready. So I will be parting a small amount and following with a comb. That's the way I like to bump my wigs. I like to do my comb method and flat iron method side by side. So that way each part of the wig will be combed out at the same time. This flat iron seems to get very, very hot. So I usually hold it with my comb and then bring it down. As you can see, the pieces that I am flat ironing, the pieces aren't too small, but then again, it's not too big as well. And once I use the flat iron with the serum on this wig, it has so much body to the wig. It doesn't weigh the hair down at all. I'll show you once I finish this small area right here how much body the wig actually has after using this flat iron and a little bit of serum. Small pieces followed by my flat iron. That's the method. That's the best method to use. And the good thing about wearing wigs and weaves, those that love to use heat on the hair, using heat on wigs doesn't mess the hairs up at all. So you can go over each piece as much as you like. As you can see, I'm showing you that I did sew straps in the back of my wig. So when I do put it on, it could be secure in the back. I actually took them 2 pieces off of an old wig I had. And then I sewed it onto this wig. So I'm working my way up each piece slowly. Clipping each piece out the way that needs to be clipped out the way, and then I'm still using my comb followed by flat iron method. I think it's called the chase method if I'm not mistaken. You girls can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure what the method is called, but I definitely do use that method when I'm flat ironing my wigs. It took me a little while to complete this wig. Not too long, but a little while, because like I stated before, I do part each piece kind of small, not too small. And you see the body of the wig, like the serum in this flat iron put so much body back into this wig. Once I completed this wig looked brand new all over again. Getting the roots of the wig is extremely important as well. With the serum, you can see that I'm rubbing it on the root of the wig. And also I make sure the roots are flat ironed very good. And the shine, the serum brought a lot of shine to my wig. Not too much, because I don't like a greasy head. When you go outside, your wig is looking so shiny. I don't like that, but this serum brought just the right amount of shine back into my wig with so much body. Body, baby. Do you see that? Stop it. This is a bob wig. I will be cutting some of the end pieces, and also my bang area I will be recutting. I do the same thing on the sides of the wig. I also make sure that I comb it and flat iron it at the same time. A lot of the pieces only had to be done with the flat iron about once or twice. Any remaining of the serum that I do have left on my hand, I do use the remaining amount that's left on my hand. I want to show you the body of the wig at this moment. I finished one side of the wig. Now I'll be moving on to the right side of the wig. As you can see on the side, you can see the mesh cap that I'm using. Once I lift up the head, I will put a link to what type of mesh cap I use when I'm sorry guys, when I'm sewing or even when I'm gluing my tracks, I use one particular wig which has a lot of stretch to it, so I'll show you which mesh cap I'll use. As you see, I'm also using serum on the top of my wig, and I'm working it through the wig because I just don't want the top of my wig looking nice with body and not the inside. So I do work my fingers through each part of the wig. Making sure I'm using my comb at the same time. A lot of body, so much body was put back into this wig. I couldn't even believe it once I finished. Really. I was like, okay. Yes. A lot of shine. Now I'll be working my way into the bang area. So I'm going to split my bang up and make sure I also work through each piece thoroughly. I make sure the top of the wig is completely combed through. I'll be parting the top area. So I believe I worked this bang area in 3 separate pieces, or maybe it's 2. Yeah, I worked it in 2 small pieces. Even though I did use serum on top of it, I also still went inside and used a little bit of serum. The serum that I use does not put heavy weight onto the wig. So working down here at this first level of the wig, as you see, I bump the whole area and then I go inside and still bump it again. I like to make sure all my pieces is thoroughly bumped out. I promise you, taking your time to bump every last piece of your wig is very important. And it makes your wigs look completely brand new. I still had some remaining amount of serum left on my hand, so I just still rub that on top. You may think I'm using a lot of serum for the wig, but I'm not. This wig was extremely old, so I had to make sure that it was back to its natural state. And this here right here is not bundles. This is a pack here right here. I have no problem with still using pack here. And as you can see, that is still the same. It still looks the same as packed, as bundled here, and it still has body. So My bang will be cut once I put the wig on, because I definitely need to make sure that the bang is lined up to my eyebrow area. Making sure that the top of my wig is bumped really, really good. I still have some remaining amount of serum on my hand, so I'm just working it on the top area. And as you can see, it's not weighed down. It's not weighed down. It still has a lot of body to the wig. So I'll be using my big iron scissors to cut the wig even going around, because I wanted it to be more of a blunt bob at this moment. I wanted all my pieces to be even. So I'm actually going to go completely around the whole wig with my scissors, taking away any extra hairs that I don't want. These scissors are really, really good. I usually use hair scissors, but these scissors was just as good because they're big. Okay, so I did complete the wig at a good time. And I really, really, really enjoyed the way this wig came out. I really did. My bang area is crooked, so once I put the wig on, I will be cutting my bang area. I don't want to cut it while it's on a mannequin head. But otherwise, that, as you can see, body, baby, body.